Hey, it's Aaron, and this video is about an Olsen guitar and the stories I have with it. Jim Olsen, who founded Olsen Guitars, was born in Hudson, Wisconsin, just outside of Minneapolis, Minnesota, right on the border there. And ironically, that is where my girlfriend is also from. They have a shop north of Minneapolis. When we were out there last year, I was hoping to visit it, but we ran out of time. He makes very beautiful guitars, small runs, probably does 40 a year, beautifully handcrafted. For a mere $48,000, this one could be yours. They were made famous by James Taylor, I think in the late 80s. He plays Olsen guitars a lot. Well, this guitar is an Olsen guitar, but not the Olsen guitars. I got this years ago, and I was basically looking online for a cheap guitar, and I came across this company out of the South, I believe, and it's Olsen with an O-N, not an E-N. But it looked to be really nice guitars, and just out of the blue, I asked the guy, hey, do you have any not perfect guitars, anyone you'd sell to me cheaper? And he said, yeah, I've got one with some grain imperfections and needs some work. I think he sold it to me for like $300. Anyways, turned out to be a great guitar. It was well built, but there was some issues. I did have to raise the bridge here by adding a piece, and this was before I did videos, so I didn't document it. But did have to do some bridge work here, a little work here and there. You can see there is some grain imperfection. That's why he sold it to me cheap. But otherwise, you know, good quality guitar, it seems like. And from what I understand, I can't find anything about the company anymore. I think he was having them made in China and just selling them here in the States, but I think it's long gone now. Anyways, also had some nice tuners on there, some Grover tuners. And then, you know, maybe 3 years back, this guitar had an unfortunate accident. A slightly tuned up family member who was drinking whiskey that night fell on it and completely snapped the neck off. I thought it was irreparable, but after some days of somber, I tried to fix it, and I was able to get that neck back on, surprisingly. It just broke just in the right place. You know, it's not perfect, but it still plays well. It's held. I kind of put this guitar away for a while. I was going to use it as a camping guitar. Wanted to break it out now. I'm finally past the sorrow of what happened. I'm going to clean it up, check it out. Otherwise, it's my quarterly video. I obviously have not been keeping up, doing as much as I would like to. Lots of life changes. Fortunately, my twins' mom lost her job and had to move to Idaho, so the household's a little quieter. They're only about 2.5 hours away, but that was kind of sad for me, adjusting to that. And then my older daughter here has been having some issues, neurological issues that they can't figure out. So I've got to go out to the Children's Hospital in Seattle and get that figured out. And then I'll get back and I'll work on this guitar and see how it sounds. I haven't played it in a minute. Okay. I don't really think I need to do much. I just want to clean it up, get some strings on it, and see if it plays as well as I remember. As you can see, it's Olsen with an O, but there's some really nice fret inlays there, as well as some inlays on the bridge. And we've got a spruce top with an Indian rosewood back and sides. Here's where the neck snapped. I have some pictures I'll put up of me fixing it, my rig I had for that. Obviously not really resellable with that damage, but it plays well. I could just cut these and made my life a little easier. Why do things the easy way? And you can struggle. Remembered as I'm taking these strings off, I had to put a little shim in there, just a piece of business card or something, just to take away that tiny bit of buzz. Just pulling all the strings out here with another high quality tool. There's the wood imperfection I was talking about. It's quite noticeable, but it doesn't affect the sound at all. And there is the label inside, RM Olsen and Company, with the website. Gonna cut off a new shim out of my business card to replace the old shim on the nut. There's my contact info if you want to buy a house in Montana. That should do the trick. See See if I can see here inside, get a look at that bracing. Looks like there's some paper in there. Remnants of my daughters. They must not have been happy with this art masterpiece, so where else would it go but the guitar hole? I found so many things shoved in my guitars. Get a nice look at that back grain there. Got these strings to put on there because they were cheap. I'm cheap. Except when I buy paper towels, I go big. It's gonna moisturize this neck and or fretboard and bridge with the usual. Also, when I did replace the bridge, or when I did add to the bridge, I had to create a custom nut just to help with the action. Alright, just gonna get these strings on there. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna polish the guitar. This is not conventional, but it seems to work. Nice looking rosewood back. I'm just gonna add a little WD-40 to these tuners. They're a little oxidized. I'm not worried about it affecting the paint or anything like that. Just look at those Grover tuners from the back. Here you can kind of see where I added a piece to the bridge below where it's darker, the darker hardwood there, just to raise that up. I couldn't get the buzz out otherwise. And I am off to Seattle. Lots of changes again, and going out to Seattle right now to have a doctor's appointment for my oldest daughter here. Having some neurological issues, so hopefully everything's good there, and we'll see what we find in Seattle. Well, I'm back now, And to my surprise, it looks like he is still making RM Olsen guitars out there. And perhaps I was wrong about it being made in China. I think that was perhaps something put in my head when I had it looked at a guitar shop. Yeah, let's get to cleaning this up and seeing how it sounds. All right, we are back from Seattle. Still no news back on the test, really, of what might be going on with my daughter, but I think we ruled out the most scary things for now, so that's good. Good to be back, though, and got this guitar all tuned up and ready to go. It does sound good. Probably even better than I remember, so happy about that. So every video I try to learn a new song to play, and it's more for me, just to push myself to keep going and practicing and whatever, but you know, I embarrass myself a little bit because I probably only give myself an hour of practice before I film it, but it's not about that. It's not trying to show how good of a guitarist I am or not. You know, it's fun, helps me learn, pushes me, and for this one, I wanted to learn a Cure song. My twins recently moved out of state. I'm gonna be seeing them soon, but it was a little rough for me dealing with that. One of my twins is named after a Cure song, Letter to Elise. So this one's for Elise. Great song, always loved it. One of the things about it, if you play the chords, it's kind of boring. You wouldn't even know what song it was. I think it's A, E, some sort of F, and some sort of D. That's a little out of tune, hold on. There are some people that frown upon me playing out of tune in the videos. Now I don't think a lot of people recognize that song just by playing the chords because it has so many cool little keyboard stuff going over it or whatever. So I tried to learn it, adding a little bit of the flair, and this is what I came up with. They're back.